Alrighty, episode 5, Angry Bears Fan Podcast. That was on my computer screen. We are week, oh God, NFL week. What is it, 13 now?
Yep, just passed.
Okay, we're coming up onto week 14. No, it can't be week 14 coming up.
Yeah, because that's a bye week. Because then 15, 16, 17, 18.
Okay. So week 14 is coming up. We just passed 13. We lost to the Packers. It was a pretty eventful game. It started off, it just felt like we were going to kick their ass. Like so many of the games do. I don't know why the Packers let us do that to them, but we came out firing on all cylinders. Like I said before, that's kind of why we need to see Justin out there, because the team just plays with no life on both ends, I feel like. But eventually it petered out, and Aaron Rodgers did what he did, and we're out there with a bunch of fucking backups.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's tough, is that realistically, when you watch the game film, that first half, script-wise, I mean, you can't really do much better than that. The defense actually held its own, that young rookie secondary, with no Brisker, no Gordon. All they had was Jalen Johnson and a bunch of scrubs, except for Jack Sanborn. But that secondary did pretty well that first half. Realistically, through the first 3.5 quarters, really, they did really well. Christian Watson's going to be a problem.
Yeah, he's turning into something.
He is. He's something special when you're, running 4.3 40s and 6'3" or whatever it is. I mean,
he looks big too. He looks like Kyle Pitts, kind of like really big bodied guy.
And realistically, I think they got him in the second round. That's just something that the Bears need, especially in the offseason coming up. We have to find a Christian Watson type to kind of just get us there, because when You're running an offense with, Chase Claypool again, underwhelming.
Very.
Equinemius St. Brown is trash. I mean, yeah, he had that one big play on just a perfect throw. Justin Fields couldn't have run it to him and put it in his hands any better.
It's so wild, because I thought he was going to drop it. I thought he wasn't going to catch it. Yeah, I don't know why St. Brown plays so much. Like I said, he must be a great practice player, or he's got him on his fantasy team or something. I don't know, but
it's the run blocking. He is a good run blocker, and the only problem with that is that he's a bad route runner. One of the picks in the red zone that Justin threw was completely on ESP, but Justin also has to understand the situation. You have an all-pro cornerback up against a number 5 wide receiver. You know what I'm saying? You can't throw that ball, but ESP's also got to work back towards his quarterback to make sure that doesn't
He played a pretty perfect game. That it sucks for Justin that like the 2 out of the 4 mistakes he made in the game were both interceptions that basically lost us the game. But besides that, I mean, he was pretty perfect. Let me look real quick. He was 20 for 25,
250 yards,
254. He had 71 rushing yards on like 6 carries.
And a
house
touchdown.
one. Yeah.
Cody.
Yeah, the 2 interceptions suck, but it was really nice to see them. Like I said before, he only had 3 design runs that whole game. The other 3 are on scrambles, which, like I said, we can't stop that, but we could save him for a few. And I think the script, like you said, went perfect in the first half. And Getsy just lost his imagination kind of in the second half. It just got a little stagnant.
I don't think it was that. I think, he stopped kind of running Justin in the second half, because that shoulder was, that shoulder's still bothering him. Obviously, you don't want to put him in any bad positions. And one thing I wanted to bring up was, realistically, the offensive line in pass pro had a decent game.
They didn't give up any sacks. I wrote that down too.
Yeah,
no sacks.
They had a decent game. I mean, yeah, granted, it was against the Green Bay Packers defense, and they don't really have a lot of pass rushers since Rashawn Gary.
They're right though. They got Clark and Smith. I mean, they don't have anybody crazy, but I would have guessed if I had to bet going in, they would have sacked us 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, and then Alex Leatherwood got on the field.
Yeah, I wrote that down. He had 20% of the snaps. He played the last half of the game.
Yeah, that was refreshing to see.
I want to see kick the tires on that.
Yeah, he did. He did pretty well in his pass pro assignments. Riley Reef being hobbled, that'll be a factor cap question a little bit later. at the end of the podcast, and then we had a Bayless Jones Jr. sighting, we had a N'Keal Harry sighting. I don't understand. N'Keal Harry, big body guy. I mean, he probably hurt himself a little bit on that 49-yard bomb because it looked like he landed kind of weird on his tailbone.
Yeah,
But like he's made a couple of big plays now this season. I don't understand why he's not getting more of the target
I
shares.
wrote that down. He only had like 5 plays in the whole game.
And one of them was a
And
49-yard
yeah,
catch.
in the whole game, Velus Jones had 24% of the snaps, which was good. Like I said, I just need him out there. Like, do we need to know if he's getting cut or not? Like,
Yeah.
and we need to know it right now. So Velus Jones needs to be playing, and so we need to see if he can run routes, see what he could do, see if he has any kind of chemistry with Justin, or he's gone. But I agree with you. I don't understand why Harry isn't out there. I feel like anytime he's out there, he flashes to me.
Yeah, he
He's.
does something. And he's not a bad route runner. That's the
I,
thing,
I
man.
think
Like
it
I
has
just
to. We're going back to the beginning about saying it has to be doing something like they're like, if you're not blocking, we're not putting you out there. And Harry must be a bad. I'm assuming that's why he got kicked out of New England too.
which I understand, but at the
But
same
at
time, it's like,
some point, like some of these guys aren't blockers, like they're wide
yeah, not
receivers.
every wide receiver can be a really good run blocker. Like you
Yeah,
have to have a guy out there that can run a route, win a route.
and he was known for
Um,
that, and that's our problem. We don't have anybody who wins on the route. Everybody's getting
and
stuck to like glue.
and even if he doesn't win a route, you saw, it was a little bit of a back shoulder throw, so it was kind of nice, but he was able to go up, get it, come down, landed a little awkwardly. But even a few weeks ago, when he had that 16-yard touchdown pass, it was like a little inside curl, 2, 3 guys all coming into him,
Yeah, to
and he
find the
was still
soft
able to
spot.
hold on the
Yeah,
ball. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Like he understands the coverage. And then another thing too is Cole Kmet. You know, he was a little silent through the game, but I think through the weeks as the weeks have
he
progressed,
had the best. He was
um
6 for 78, I think, 6 for 70
yeah,
something.
Cole
He's been
Cole
getting a lot
Kmet,
better. He's
yeah,
taken a
he
big step. Him and Justin have really taken steps this year.
I
Um,
really think Cole Kmet's going to be a major player for us on offense going forward,
yeah,
especially with some new talent around him too. Like,
yeah, we definitely needed him to emerge. We couldn't have to fight. We couldn't have to like get rid of everybody and get new people. So it's very good that he took a step and him and Justin have some chemistry because yeah, he's been making a lot of plays. We see what we drafted him for, and I'm really excited to see how he is moving forward because that's the type of tight end I prefer. He's like I said, a big, really big guy who also blocks. Like I said, with Justin's running ability, that gives us a lot of options where we come out in a lot of favorable formations where we just can do a lot of things if we can just get some kind of number one wide receiver.
yeah, anything really at this point, just to show some some signs of life. David Montgomery continues to play hard. Like I keep saying, man, if the price is right, you need to bring him back. Um, I think Josh Jacobs is going to he's playing himself into a ridiculous contract right now. I just don't see them forking out the money, big bucks for a Saquon Barkley or a Josh Jacobs. And right under that then becomes David Montgomery in terms of who's best available out there on the free agent market for your running back. Like I said, if the price is right, you bring him back 6, 7, 8 mil, a season. If he wants to take a hometown discount, that's great. But the guy just plays and plays and plays,
I
and
mean, I like Dave
he's a good
Montgomery.
blocker.
Like I said, if it's something favorable for us, I'll take it. But I really don't want to have to pay. If it's stopping us from getting any kind of defense or thing, I don't want to
I
keep
don't
him
think it will. You have all
because we
that
can
money.
draft. I'm assuming almost with all the picks we got that we're going to get some kind of another young guy to throw into the stable.
Well, yeah, because right now with us having the number 2 pick, I was thinking about it. How like realistically, how crazy would this be, right? So I don't know. I'm not too familiar with the draft order right now, but I do know that they have the number 2 pick. So say you have somebody who's got 3 or 4, right, who has multiple first round picks in this year's draft, and then
That
get
will
a
be the
next pick.
Seahawks. The Seahawks fall under that, and so do the Eagles. They'll have basically a top 10 pick and a late first round pick.
Well, what I was thinking was, how awesome would this be? And this would be a dream come true for me as a fan. Somebody who has the number 3 or 4 pick, they want to trade up to number 2 to get their guy, right? So you get the number 3 or 4 pick plus another pick plus second, a couple twos, and a first rounder for next year. Then you take that 3 or 4 pick and you trade back again, and you get some more picks. Ideally, I think that's the best case scenario because I
What's the
understand
price from 3 to 4 though? What did the Bears pay? Didn't we go up to? Didn't we go up from 3 to 2?
we went up from 3 to 2, and we gave up 2 first rounders, a second
No, we
rounder.
didn't give up 2 first. No, it
Yeah,
wasn't
we
that.
gave
It
up our
was. It
first
was.
rounder for that year, the first rounder for the following year, and then a 2 and like a 4 or some shit
I
like
think it
that.
was a 3, 4. I don't think we gave up a next first.
We gave up 2 first rounders. We got
Bears.
fleeced.
We definitely got. I mean, I want to see. I don't think it was a next year's first. It's not that much. That's too much to move up one spot.
You'd be surprised.
Doesn't say what the hell.
Some teams will be willing to pay, even if they don't get.
I think the Colts or the Seahawks or somebody like that are gonna.
I think the Seahawks are going to pay Geno. He'll be a bridge quarterback. They'll draft another one. But I think they're going to take the Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers approach. Draft a quarterback, let Geno, sign Geno to a 3 or 4 year deal, and then let the rookie learn under Geno for a couple years, and then once
It depends what rookie it is.
Yeah, because
Geno's Stroud. If it's Stroud or Young, there's no way.
Geno's not a young man anymore.
Pick 3, pick 67, pick 111, and a next third for them to move up one spot. So there was no first.
So either way.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot. I agree that we got fleeced because we shouldn't have did it. I mean, we got Mitch anyway. If it was for Deshaun Watson, maybe. But so like I said, I don't know. I want something kind of like what the Dolphins got, where like I want what you're saying, like we get a later first, a next first. I don't think moving up one spot we're gonna get that. I think we're gonna have to fall back to like 7 or 8 if that's what we want. But I'm also fine with that as well. But we could also do what you said and fall back to 3 or 4 and then do it again and get a next first in the process. But I do think we're going to be doing a lot of falling back.
I just think a lot of trading back because I think we need to be in the talent acquisition phase of this rebuild. This isn't going to change. I mean, realistically, can it happen in one off season? Yes, anything's possible. But if you're taking the long-term approach, you're probably looking at two years or so to get a real good rebuild. So you want to be in that talent acquisition phase, and a lot of that has to do with draft capital. The more draft capital you have now, you have to hit on your picks. You don't have to hit on every single one of them. If you need to hit in your top 10. If you're picking in the top 10,
that's what I'm saying. I don't want to fall too far back because I agree we're in the talent acquisition, but we need the players because we do have the blessing of the rebuild, but we got the quarterback. When you get the quarterback, the rebuilds turn into like by their 3rd year, you got to do something because we got to know. Yeah. So
absolutely,
assuming they're going to be doing like what they did with Josh Allen and go get Fields a Diggs. We have to do that. It can't even be a rookie. I'm not, like I said, it has to be somebody established. Go get him. And then, like you said, we need I've been talking about Tim Anderson and Jalen Carter. If they're there, I think we take them. I don't think we fall back. I think those guys are just instant ballers I
think the lowest you can probably go to snag one of those 2 guys is 6.
Carter. Will Anderson ain't making past like 4 or 5.
Well, like I said, one of those guys.
Yeah.
If you want one of those guys, you can't fall any further than 6 because
this also too it is a little dependent on what we do in free agency, and we're gonna be doing this every week. So we'll have I'll have a million mock drafts and ideas, but it also is contingent on what we do in free agency. If we get a pass rusher in free agency or trade, changes a lot. Then I don't really care. If we get a pass rusher in free agency, I'm fine with trading back as much as we can.
I read. I was on Twitter earlier, and I came across. It was just some guy talking about possible Bears trades, and I came across one that was actually pretty interesting. It was with the Carolina Panthers. Carolina gets the number 2 overall pick. We get their first round pick, next year's first round pick, like a 4th, and Brian Burns. I was like,
wow, I'll do that in a heartbeat.
I would.
What are they going to be like 8, 7?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's. Well, I don't know if that can't be too true because I'm pretty sure it's reported that they turned down 2 firsts for Brian Bird from the
It
Rams.
was, but it was from the Rams, and
I bet you they're kicking themselves right now though. The
yeah,
Rams fucking
absolutely.
slut.
So if you have an
Yeah,
opportunity,
but
to
so
go
what
up
you're saying,
two,
like they turned down 2 firsts, so they're gonna give up a top 10 pick and 2 firsts basically just to go up to 2 and get Stroud.
well, you just don't know.
Yeah.
A lot of GMs,
And
especially
yeah,
if they
again,
can
they
start
might
to feel the
change.
pressure,
Yeah.
hey, I have to go
I
get
agree.
my
Or even
guy.
Derek Brown, if we could get Derek Brown from them.
I
In
think a
my
lot
opinion,
of teams that are looking at quarterback this year, with the exception of like the
they're gonna
top
go
two,
all out for those two.
well, yeah, they're going to go out for those two. But I also think that the ones that are a little bit quarterback needy, like, like the Jets or, whoever, plus we don't know what Lamar's doing. I don't think he goes back.
I mean, he's gonna have
Dude,
to. What do you mean go back and get franchise?
well, if
There's no
I,
choice.
I don't
He's
know.
gonna go back. They're gonna pay him. They're franchising him. I mean, there's that you
I don't
Lamar
think
Jackson.
they'll pay him, long term. I don't think they'll sign him to a long term deal.
I think they are. They have no choice. What are you gonna do? Not have a quarterback? I think they're trying to finesse a different way. But they're gonna get
And
back into a corner.
he's going to be out for the next one to
1 to
three
3
weeks with his
weeks.
injury.
Yeah, I mean that
Um,
doesn't change anything. I mean everybody sits out. Fucking Aaron Rodgers sits
but I
out.
think a lot of the teams that are quarterback needy, with the exception of the top two quarterbacks, they might wait until next year for when Caleb Williams comes out, because that kid's he's going to be a stud.
Yeah, but this year there's 2 or 3. You can't roll the dice and wait till next year because if there's only one, then it's going to be even harder.
Well, if you get a bridge quarterback, like I said, if you're a team like the Jets or something where
Yeah,
you're,
but what happens if your bridge? The Jets are
you
too
know,
good. They're too good. They're not gonna be bad enough to be in the top 5.
it's possible. I
They
mean,
got a
you
good
might.
enough team. If you get a bridge quarterback in the Jets, he's gonna win 7 games, 8 games. They're never gonna. They gotta fucking win 2.
Who knows? Maybe Mike White's their answer.
I mean, I think if you start Mike White all year, they win. They go 500, maybe 1 game or 2 games under, but that won't be enough to get them the best quarterback in the draft. You got to go
Um,
full tank out to get to bank on that. I think the Colts, I think might be an option. We also got eberflus is from there. We might maybe they trade us maybe Quentin Nelson or Shaq Leonard to move up and get a quarterback. I know they feel like they're quarterback away or pretty close to that. But I do agree that I think some of the quarterback needy teams might make a move. I
you
don't know.
think San Francisco's kicking themselves in the ass right now?
Oh my god! We have my Madden group chat. We're talking about that. They picked fucking Trey Lance over Justin Fields. They'd be Super Bowl favorites if they had Justin Fields on their team. In my opinion, if Justin Fields was a quarterback on the 49ers right now, they would be like fucking unstoppable.
That offense, the running offense with Shanahan.
What
But
did
I'll tell
they
you what, though,
see? I'm an Ohio State hater, and I talk so much shit about Justin Fields. What the fuck were these guys looking at? Like, it makes no sense to me. Like, I know I talk about we're sitting here talking our shit like we know what the fuck we're talking about. And you know what I mean? I like to feel that I do, but like, what are they watching? This feels like the Trubisky thing where it's like, who thought Trubisky was gonna be better than Deshaun Watson? And in my head, who the fuck thought Zach Wilson and Trey Lance were gonna be better than Justin Fields? He literally was like and he played Alabama. It's like, okay, he lost some of those games, but like he threw for fucking 400 yards and 2 touchdowns. It's like, what games were they watching? And like I said, people are talking shit about Justin Fields. Oh, he's a running back. He literally has never been known for running. Like, he never ran. I was looking up his stats in Ohio State. He ran less than like Mac Jones ran in Alabama type shit. Like, he didn't run ever. They didn't do the exact run. He never ran. He didn't have a game where he had over 40 rushing yards in it. One time. He's done that, like 8 times in a row on the Bears? Like,
well, who knows, man? Maybe Brock Purdy's their answer in San Francisco.
he looked okay. I mean,
Next
he
Tom
looked
Brady.
better than I thought, but Mike Shanahan's, or not Mike, Kyle, is a fucking
very
genius.
quarterback friendly.
And that's what I'm saying. Justin Fields would be dominant. With fucking Kittle, CMC, and fucking Debo and Justin Fields, like, my God.
And Brandon Ayuk.
They have got to be kicking themselves. I'm just glad this time we were the one. Like, we're not the fucking idiots who passed on the fucking quarterback and we traded up and got him when everybody fucking dropped the ball.
That's again, the one thing that we owe Ryan Pace a thank you for is Justin Fields, because
rolling the dice, knowing he was about to get fired too. Like he
Yeah.
needed, if he would have had a winning season that year, he might have saved his job. And he did roll the dice with the rookie quarterback, traded away, basically threw the season away to get Justin Fields. And that again, I mean, he made a few. His bad move was just so bad that it overshadowed. I mean, he drafted a lot of good people, Ryan Pace, that I thought. And the Khalil Mack deal, I mean, in the moment was good. I mean, we're double doink away. At least we're going to the NFC Championship. I mean, and the Eagles made it to the Super Bowl and won that year, right? Like that could have been
Yep.
fucking us. So, and the way they beat the Patriot it was the Patriots. That's how we played, like pass rush, defense. So you know what I mean. I don't think that deal was bad, but like I said, passing on Mahomes, and Lamar. But yeah, Mahomes, Lamar, Josh Allen, Deshaun Watson, like he really dropped the ball. And I try to like Mitch, and Mitch did get thrown into a bad situation. I do see what they saw. He had a big arm, he had wheels, but he got thrown into a bad situation where like he needed somebody to really turn him into a guy. I felt like Deshaun Watson was already the guy, and yeah, but yeah, fuck Ryan Pace and Matt Nagy. That is why I don't know how long Eberflus is even going to be our coach. I hope I see better things.
I don't think he makes it to Arlington.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think he's doing. I don't. I guess
we were just talking about bridge quarterbacks. I think he's a bridge coach.
Yeah.
Because all right, here's the thing with the Bears in terms of business wise. So open up a new stadium in Arlington. You're hoping to, host a Super Bowl, maybe some NCAA basketball Final Fours.
Everything.
It's a big attraction, right? You need a big time head coach. You can't go in there with Matt Eberflus, and you know what I'm saying. And I'm not saying you got to go out and try to get Bill Cowher out of retirement, or
make it Belichick after he gets fired.
Yeah, you don't need that. What you need is somebody who is a little bit more swag, I guess.
I would say this is who I wanted the Bears
like a Nick
to get.
Sirianni.
You know who I think? I thought we should have got Rex Ryan.
No,
you know what I mean? Yes,
no.
I do. I think he hires good coaches, and he just talks shit. He doesn't do anything. He's a big coach. I think he hires good coaches and lets them run the team, and I think he's smart for that. And I think he
called his defenses.
Yeah, but then I think now he wouldn't do that. But his defenses were some of the best there. You know what I mean? And like his dad was here. I think he's a big name. His dad was here. He's a big personality. I thought we should have got him. I don't know if he even wants to.
He loves Justin Fields. He loves Justin Fields.
Yes, I know. And he loves the Chicago Bears too. That's what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, I know.
It's kind of like a Jim Harbaugh, Michigan thing for me, where I think it would be good for the Bears if we got some more of like some tradition back. Like, I think we're losing our identity a little bit of the Bears. Like I said, it's sickening sometimes to watch the game and see the Bears defense just get trounced like this. Like even in our worst days, we were like the defense, at least we're out there like putting up a fight on defense and getting sacks and being scrappy. And I just feel like there ain't no fight in them. Sanborn's out there by himself, just trying his ass off.
Yeah.
And
he had another good game at halftime.
Yes,
second half, he was like nowhere to be seen.
They probably just made an adjustment. I'd have to watch the game, but they probably just made an adjustment, like fucking block this guy. Like, you know what I mean? Instead of like they were probably telling the lineman instead of blocking his own, like, okay, you know what I mean? On these play now, you go get Jack Sanborn instead of double teaming and going to get him. Just go get him.
Yeah, get up to that second level.
Because our D line's got no fucking fight in them.
And here's the thing too, they
didn't even touch. Sorry, I don't want to. They didn't even touch Aaron Rodgers' whole game. He got pushed one time and the play got called back. No sacks, no touch. They didn't even hit him one time. That is just ridiculous.
And that's like what 3 weeks in a row now, where like the quarterback hasn't been touched.
Muhammad is trash. Why is he out there? I believe it. Honestly, it like when he's getting blocked, I'm like, this guy get paid millions of dollars to play football. Like he's not even like. I feel like he has no chance of getting past an offensive tackle in the NFL in any team I've seen him play.
Yeah, it's been bad. It's been horrendous, and the whole team in general is
Robinson is gone. I don't know if he's gassed. You know what I mean? There was the rookie adrenaline, but he's literally disappeared, or they got tape on him, and the one move he was using to get by, they shut that down. I don't know, but he's basically disappeared. He was, the first 6-7 games a year, he was like fucking basically almost defensive rookie of the year candidate. And now he's just gone. We just it's like how we even play with no pass rush. But
Well,
send it up.
it's not just the pass rush, man. Like I was saying, it the defense in general, especially the defensive line, and a little bit on the linebackers too. They're completely undisciplined. They continue to get fooled on play action and misdirection every single time.
That
It
boot
like
is wide open. It's like a high. It's like
every
a
play.
junior high game where like they run that little short. It's like a 3-man route boot too, and the
Yep.
guy late comes out late. It's like so the quarterback they don't even throw it. I'm like, why are they not even? It's like an easy 6 yards. They're like, it's too easy. We're gonna throw it to the guy who's even more wide open. They got that play terribly. It's like I don't understand why the Packers didn't call that every single play. I would call it every
It
play.
started with with Daniel Jones against the Giants.
Yes,
That
literally
really like, I mean, teams took a look at that tape and was like, "Oh, we can do this 7 times a game and get
a
big
first down every
chunk
time. Yeah,
plays."
and
It,
it's
it's
no
so bad.
adjustments. I don't know
No
what
lane
defensive calls. Yeah,
discipline, no nothing, and it's just it's horrible. And it, you know, if I didn't know what this year was going to be already, because I already knew this year was just we were going to be absolutely terrible. Um, if we were like some kind of contending team, even if we were like a 500 team, I would probably break my television watching it
yes. I mean,
because
that
it's
is the
so
one good thing
frustrating.
that we lost all those games because it would be frustrating the defense getting shit on while we were like we still had a chance. Um, but like I said, I did want us to beat the Packers, but it's bittersweet because we need that number 2 pick for the future of our team. The better our pick is, the quicker this rebuild will be. I mean, I feel like if we realistically, if we get that number 2 pick, I think we can turn around very quickly because we'll end up getting 2 or 3 rookies who are ready to go right now, plug in and play starters probably, and then Poles has to do something in free agency or he's going to get fucking gutted.
Oh
So I'm
yeah.
expecting we're going to get 3 to 6 quality free agents. And like I said, Justin Fields ready to go. There's plenty of things he can fucking improve on, but there's plenty of things every quarterback who's in his second year can improve on. I feel like I have to stay off the internet because people are like, Justin Fields is XYZ. He doesn't have the it. It's like, dude, who the fuck did in their second year? Mahomes? Like, there's like what Deshaun Watson, there's like maybe 5 quarterbacks you can list on your hand in their second year of the league where you're like, man, that guy's just a fucking dog. Like Josh Allen was the same shit. Everyone's like, is he a fucking running back or a quarterback? Can the kid fucking throw or what? And I feel like
Yeah, it took Josh Allen into
it
his
was
third
year 3.
year.
Yeah, it was year 3. He was basically Justin Fields light. He was doing the same shit Justin Fields is doing on a trash ass team, and he was just running as much as he could. You want to be running 12 times a game and throwing. But he was, like I said, he's got his arms a little lighter than Justin, and he's got more trust. He's got that Brett Favre in him where he just really doesn't care and he just throws that
Oh
shit.
yeah, he's got that
Yeah, like
gunslinger
Justin
mentality
Fields, he
without a
doesn't
doubt.
not a gunslinger. He overthinks a lot of stuff. He wants to make nice, clean reads and throws. I think he needs a little more gunslinger in him. Just
Well,
let it go.
that's why that second pick at the end of the game, I had no problem with that. I mean, the kid's just trying to make a play.
Yeah, the
That's
game was over. He had to throw it right there, basically.
Yeah, he
Uh,
was just trying to make a play.
yeah, exactly. I don't like to see it, but that was like I said. What we to kind of wrap up the Bears. What I said before. His few mistakes were just really glaring. Like a lot of times you make that bad throw and it's not a pick. So it just sucked that the couple bad throws he made were interceptions and lost us the game. But we needed that loss anyway. But he was 20 for 25. You know what I mean? I think he silenced a lot of the critics. The Packers, they weren't at full strength, but their secondary was, and there are no slouches in the pass game. It's not easy to pass on them.
No,
And
I
the
think
Bears,
they're like the number they're the fourth
yeah, I
ranked
think I wrote it down here real
pass team.
quick. Yeah, number 4. Yeah, number 4. You're
Yeah.
right. So they and like I said, it really impressed me in that game, and that's the type of games I want to see moving forward. Less design runs. We don't got to do none, but just we want to see what Justin can do because we want to know what wide receivers we got to get to put around him.
Um, Next week's the bye, so there's really not much to look forward to in terms of the Bears.
Yeah,
Um, is it time to blow up the Bulls?
God, it just looks like it. I don't see the point anymore. Last year it was a little bit of hope. But it's like, okay, Lonzo comes back and what? You take the fucking Bucks to 6 games
I,
instead of
I
five.
think I think they're expecting him back in January or February.
I would have to see some of these offers. The Bulls or the one I keep seeing rotating for the Lakers is semi tempting, but it's just for some picks that are too far in the future.
27
Uh,
and 29, and then like
I mean, again, I'm
Russell
not.
Westbrook.
Yeah, I'm not too against it because the Lakers are going to suck in those years, like really
Yeah,
bad. If they're unprotected, that might be smart because LeBron ain't gonna be there.
no.
AD is gonna either be super washed or not there. They don't have any of their picks, so they're not gonna have any young stars there.
Yeah, DeMar
So
DeRozan will be gone by then because he's part of that, package. It's
yeah,
DeMar, Vujicic,
they'll
and I
probably
don't
make
think
another trade here and there, but they're just gonna have a bunch of watch players. So
yeah.
but again, it depends what they got. Who else would want Tamar and Vooch? I hope they could find somebody better than that package.
I mean, I'm sure a lot of teams want DeMar, especially a champ. But here's the thing, though: a team that would want DeMar is going to be somebody who needs
Isn't
that
going to
extra
give you a
piece
lottery
just
pick.
to get over the hump.
Nobody's
You know what
giving
I'm
up
saying?
any kind of lottery pick this year because of Victor
Yeah,
Wembanyama. Like anybody who thinks they're going to be in the lottery, like they need that lottery ticket because if you win that shit, like oh, that
maybe
kick.
it could be another Derrick Rose scenario where we had a very slim chance of getting that number one overall
Oh
pick,
my god!
and we end up getting
Do
them.
the Bulls have their pick this year?
I don't know. Let me look that up.
Yeah.
I
If they
don't
do,
know.
I might say just fucking roll the dice. I mean, this season's over. Like I said, best case scenario, they take the Bucks 6 games instead of getting beaten 5. Like they're not actually beating the Celtics in a playoff series. Like
The Bulls owe their first round pick to the Magic unless they miss the playoffs and finish in the top four of the draft. So it's top four protected.
okay, well, I guess that's good. Damn, they're gonna lose the 5th pick. Fuck, they
Mm-hmm.
got fleeced in that Vujicic trade.
Oh yeah.
Fuck, they already got Franz and Wendell Carter already.
Yep.
Oh my god, that's terrible. Franz is good as fuck too, and I'm not just saying it because he went to Michigan, but I just think he's like gonna be like a fucking 17, like 5-5 guy for like the next 10 to 15 years. Like, fuck, and Vooch just he's I don't know. I mean, like it's hard to say he sucks because he doesn't suck. It's just like no winning basketball teams got a Vooch. Like
Um, Denver isn't the Joker kind of like
no, Joker plays way
but
better
better?
defense. He's a way better rebounder, and he's like dominating force. And like if you literally, and he's averaging like over 6 assists. He'll, you know what I mean? He's getting triple double. He's the MVP. I'm not comparing Vooch to fucking Joker. Well,
Well,
fucking
I'm just
no.
saying like big white guy center.
Yeah, but Jojic has got game. Like, and besides that, no. Besides him, there really nobody else anyway. Like Jojic is like Luca. Like, yeah, they're one white guy who's got game, but the rest of them
That
all fucking suck.
Two of my favorite players in the league are John Morant and Luka Doncic.
Luca is
I love watching
amazing.
Luka Doncic play. Dude.
Luca, yes, he is amazing. I, if he gets in
He just
shape,
looks like an everyday man too. Like he's not,
yes.
he's not
Again,
shaped. You know what I'm
I would
saying?
like to say he's on a GOAT trajectory, but if he doesn't get his body in, like, I mean, obviously he's an
His
NBA player who
conditioning.
dominates, yes, but I mean, he takes a beating like LeBron had to do. Eventually, gonna have to slim up, lean up, get even rocked up more, so you can you could take that fucking beating that you're about to get for the next 20 years. But man, like me, just look at the start of his career. It's like I don't know, it's not even such a big story, but like, my God, like nobody's like he's like in beat like way above LeBron. LeBron, when he was a rookie, was averaging like just like 20. Then he was at like 22, then 25. Like Luka's like 30 a night, triple dub, easy. Like nobody can stop him. Like he does whatever he wants, whenever he feels like it. And he
And
really
that's
has
crazy in today's NBA too, when you think about it, especially
with
with
the
somebody who
lack
has,
of athleticism too. It's like
yeah,
the
exactly with
guys who
body
can
of
do that are
his.
Giannis and LeBron. Like, and that's really it. Like, and Luka's just like, I'm gonna go wherever I want. He can make awkward shots. He's a crafty rebounder, great passer. He's an underrated defender. Yeah, but that kid can ball.
And
My
that and I just like
Sacramento
John Morant
Kings
because of the
passed on
swag.
him.
Yeah.
Sacramento Kings, I hate you. It's like, my God.
And John Morant's on the,
One
and
day I'll just be a full
to me,
Bulls
John
fan.
Morant is on. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
I love watching him play.
I like
He's
Ja too, but knock on wood, or I don't want to be negative, but I don't think he's gonna have. I think he's gonna get banged up, and he's gonna be missing a lot of games. He doesn't know he's only got one gear, and you can't play basketball like that, especially when you're those small guys. Um, he needs to really develop his jumper and slow his game down because he's just gonna hurt himself. He
you
literally just
think
try and dunk on anybody. Like he
the
does not care.
Derrick Rose
Something
curse.
like Derrick Rose. Luckily for him, he's on a much, I won't say much better team, but a team with more talent around him. So they can run some offense to Bane, and you know what I mean. They do a lot of other stuff, so they don't lean on Ja like
He
the
doesn't have
Bulls.
a coach. He doesn't have a coach that'll play him 48 minutes a night.
I don't know. I like Tom Thibodeau. I don't like that about Tom Thibodeau, but I do like Tom Thibodeau. I think if the Kings would get him, I would like that. I like Tom Thibodeau. I think he is a good coach. I do think he has that is his downside.
He
But
overexerts his players
it's a
100%.
it's a little he overexerts them because he doesn't trust the bums. It's not that he wants to play those guys that much. It's like there's certain guys on the team. He's like, I'm not putting you out there. You don't play defense. Like I'm not putting you out there. Like so, Lou Althing's got to play the whole game because fucking Kyle Korver can't play defense. Like, but um, yeah, Ja is just I worry about him because yeah, he is flat. Like that guy, like Luca, I don't think he's gonna get hurt. He plays a lot slower. He's not up in the air. Like Ja's just full vertical, full speed, like 4 or 5 times a game. Just accidentally, you're gonna get clipped here and there. But I
So
mean, the NBA is in a bright place. Go ahead. Sorry.
let me ask you a question then. I mean, obviously everybody talks about the LeBron MJ comparison stuff like that, but let me ask you, as a fan of new basketball and stuff like that, is Steph Curry the greatest point guard of all time?
No, I wouldn't say that. No, I wouldn't say Steph's the best. He don't play defense. He's not really the floor general. I
Who,
do
who,
think he's one of the best players of all time.
who's
I
your number one
just,
point guard of all time? Is it still Magic?
yeah, I guess I'd say I don't know. I honestly I like Isaiah Thomas more than Steph Curry. As I mean, I won't say I like him better. I just as the better
All right,
point guard.
give me
Isaiah's a
your all-time starting five.
will be MJ, KD,
Obviously,
Tim Duncan, and
you
Shaq.
said KD
Yeah,
at small forward. You would
yeah,
take KD. You would take KD over LeBron,
yeah,
like
for
prime
sure.
LeBron
Yeah,
with Michael Jordan.
if I had Michael Jordan for sure, and I had like a real point guard. I mean, I think LeBron's great. I just think the way he plays, you know what I mean? What Michael Jordan's gonna be standing around. Michael Jordan and Shaq are gonna be standing around like fucking LeBron dribbles the ball. Like I don't know. Like
I'd probably take Kobe over KD at
yeah,
small
I guess
forward.
I don't know. Well, yeah, well, like I said, I'm counting Kobe as shooting guards. I'm trying to like traditional positions, so
Uh,
Kobe's always behind Mike, so I can't put him in over there. Like I said, if we're doing a non position based, I don't know. I'd probably go Shaq, KD, Kobe, Mike, Magic Johnson. If we're doing like no strip, like I said, I'll put KD at the 4. But like I said, I just think KD. I
I
mean,
think that might be a little too much scoring, though.
in the goat conversation, LeBron's way ahead of KD. But like if I had a good team and I was like, oh, I want to put you on there, like KD fall in line and just get in where he fits in. And he don't want to be a leader. He just want to run around and get buckets. I think that's why he works so well. And
In your opinion, then, is there any chance whatsoever of LeBron changing your minds as edging out Michael Jordan in that greatest of all time conversation?
I guess if he won a couple more, but I don't think that's going to happen. So I'll say no. But I get if he won a couple more, like I mean, he's really getting to the point where it's hard to deny him. Like I'm I'm a MJ purist, and again, I think it's more than just stats because MJ is still the leading selling shoe. You know what I mean? It's just more than that. It's more than just what he did, even though his accomplishments are unmatched as well. He's still also just bigger than basketball. Kind of like Kobe. Like Kobe's resume isn't super crazy. You know what I mean? There's a lot of guys who have similar or better resumes than Kobe. He's just a legend in the game. But No, I just think LeBron can't. Like he's fallen. The Lakers are just terrible now. There's just too much bad tape on him too. I think he's playing too long. Where like, yeah, you're gonna break the record, but like people are gonna remember you getting fucking throttled by the Cavs and having an under 500 record. Like Michael Jordan, like he did have a down year on the Wizards, but he was like player coach type of shit. You know what I mean? He was the coach, then he became a player. He was still balling too. Like, and like I said, it didn't feel like that when Mike was going out, where it was like 4 years of him being mediocre as fuck, or at least like his team being mediocre. Obviously, LeBron's doing his thing. LeBron is balling out. You know what I mean? I'm trying not to hate on him too much, but he is balling out. But it's just not. He ain't playing no defense. They're in losing efforts. It's like nobody cares when you're fucking scoring 30 a night. And you fucking are in the play-in tournament and lose the fucking Grizzlies or something. Like it just doesn't matter. Like, but I think he's firmly cemented himself at 2. And I think LeBron is a great, great player and a good man too. That gets lost in it. I talk a lot of shit about him and like on the basketball court, which is, you know what I mean, crazy anyway. But like in defense of LeBron, I talk shit about him. But I do think he's a great dude who's done a lot for basketball and he's made an impact too. I just think Michael Jordan's impact is unmatched when it becomes.
Well, no, if you're talking about, just in terms of, I think LeBron overall is the more skilled player? Yes. But if you're taking a look at global just contributions to basketball, it's Michael Jordan.
100%. I agree. I think LeBron is a better all around top to bottom basketball player. The guy's 6'8", runs like a fucking gazelle, and he can shoot. He can do everything. But I think basketball's more than that. Like it's not just we're talking about who you know what I mean is Giannis is he's an improved version of LeBron.
Yeah, 100%.
So it's like, okay, is Giannis the best now? Like, yeah, it's not all about. It's a combination of that and what you did. And like I said, he was like this. I was looking at a graphic where it was like MVP voting for his career. He was never under 3. Like outside of when he was on the Wizards, he was top 3 finisher every year.
I will say that
he was a scoring champ 10 times.
Yeah,
also
LeBron's definitely a better human being than Michael Jordan is.
Yes, exactly. I can agree with that. But being a good human, like I said, we're talking about who the best basketball player was, and like that ain't got nothing to do with it. Like LeBron's a nice guy, and he does a lot of nice things. And I mean, Michael Jordan does too. I think, and they go unnoticed because he's not a camera in the face type of guy. But he is a dickhead.
I loved watching that Netflix documentary, dude. I loved it. The Last Dance. Oh yes, yeah.
That was amazing. Great. LeBron's going to be good too because he's got one cooking up about they beat the full. They come back and beat the Warriors or the oh god. But yes, The Last Dance was amazing. What a documentary that was. Yeah, that was just it's crazy. So like, you know what I mean? We were alive then, and it's just like TV wasn't like how it was now, so we just never saw any of that shit. All we saw was like them running out of the starting lineup and like, you know what I mean? That was just it. We never saw any behind the scenes anything. Even the drama, if the Bulls organization didn't want it out, they didn't get out. Like, you know what I mean? We didn't hear stories about, Dennis Rodman's got to go to Vegas. They probably just said he was sick. Like, you know what I mean?
Social media nowadays too.
Now if a player was like, you know what, I need to go take a break, and he's in Vegas, and then people are taking pictures and all type of shit. Like that was it was amazing. And I think
Scottie Pippen is he's lost his goddamn mind. That man is so fucking gone.
I don't know what when I watched it. I mean, there was that part where he didn't want to play because of his money, where he came off as a dick. But I mean, you did. But Michael Jordan was a dick the whole time. Like that was fine. You could be a dick in the movie, and we were gonna forgive you. Like you won us 6. You know what I mean? 6 championships. You know what I mean? Like we're the greatest team. We're the greatest team in history because you could have been a dick for a point in time in the movie and nobody cared. I think he hated that they put that on display. But I felt like Mike put all the times he was being an asshole on display too. So it's like
plus it's all well known. You know, I think Scottie had this facade for everybody that he was like such a great person, and then when this stuff came out, he's like, whoa, wait a minute, like
they're talking shit about me, but like this isn't common knowledge. Like we all knew that like he was anybody from Illinois knew that like that shot that Tony Kukoc got to take, that he was pissed about that. Like we all knew that story. Like
But here's the thing. I think Tony Kukoc is the most underrated player in NBA history. He's one of them. He could have been
He had
if he
game.
yeah, oh, absolutely. I think he was, don't get me wrong, I'm not comparing the two. I'm not saying Tony Kukoc is Luka Doncic, but Tony Kukoc was Luka Doncic before Luka Doncic.
Yeah.
And, Dirk Nowitzki, he was
In that
the
era,
overseas white boy
in
that came
in
over, could shoot
exactly.
three,
But in
stretch
that
the
era,
floor.
like we saw in the other documentary about the Dream Team, they would have never let a white boy like Luca dominate. They would have fucking crushed him.
They would have given him
Luca,
the Michael Jordan rules.
Luca, like MJ, like I said, would have had to get in the gym. That's why I think a lot of these things don't translate, just because they wouldn't have let that shit fly.
That's why I think LeBron would have been okay in that era.
I mean, LeBron would have
Because
been fine. I just don't think he would have been. I don't. I think he would just his numbers would have been toned down a little bit.
oh, absolutely. But he's such a physical
And
freak.
the game was different. They didn't play your small forward. What like only literally only Magic Johnson got to do that. Like what other team? Their big ass point forward running around. They just all the teams ran traditional offenses where they ran back screens and curls and hook. You know what I mean? That's what the basketball was back then. It's evolved. Like I'm. I mean, the greats say it all the time. Could you imagine like we play today and every play is just MJ pick and roll, MJ pick and roll, MJ pick and roll, every single play. How many points does this fucking guy score? Like literally every single play is MJ doing a pick and roll where they
Well,
foul it.
that's why I think guys like Hakeem Olajuwon, Prime Shaq, David Robinson, you bring those guys in today.
My God,
Who's guarding them?
nobody. There's nobody in the NBA right now that I could even fathom even attempting to guard Shaq right now. And there
Joker,
was
maybe.
guys. Oh, he would fucking kill the Joker.
That's about it. No,
Yeah,
I'm just saying the physicality wise.
maybe Embiid because he's big and long and he is stronger than he looks. But back in the day, there was guys who like they sucked, but they could guard. They were like big and strong and like
Brad Miller.
yeah, you know what I mean. There was Greg Ostertag, like you know what I mean. There was a lot of Matt Geiger, like these. They were just big body 7-footers who could handle Shaq. Shaq would literally fucking destroy. Like he would score like 50 points. Who would stop Shaq? And he had the mentality to do that. Like
Yeah.
they would like they were like you could try to foul him all game. Eventually you have to stop, and it's like he's just gonna catch the ball, dunk it every time. Like the kind of how Giannis does. Giannis gets to those moments. Like y'all can't stop Giannis. Shaq is fucking Giannis, but 100 pounds bigger. And he was a little more. I think he was nimbler. Like his footwork was way better.
Oh yeah, early '90s
Yeah,
Shaq.
like
Are you kidding me? When he was on the Magic, and
yeah,
could you imagine if Penny would have never got hurt?
yeah. Again, like I
Oh
said, I
my
don't like a lot of
God.
those comparisons where like JJ Redick's like, oh, like everybody, like a lot of these guys are better. There were a lot more bums playing back then, but they were bum. They were like they could play defense. Like now,
Yeah,
everybody in the NBA can score.
it
Everybody
was
can.
much more
Yeah,
physical
there
back
was
then.
guys when we were growing up who just were like physical screen setters who played defense, who played quality off ball defense, and they were like kind of bums on offense. Like
Ron
now,
Harper.
yeah, but now everybody in the NBA, if you can't get a bucket, you're not even. We don't care if you can play defense.
Hmm.
But really, not any like really defensive specialists. Who Pat Bev, and it's like he's not even he's just more of like an annoyance and like a team guy. Like who's
Yeah.
defensive specialist guys were sought after. Like not even at center anymore. There's a lot of centers people don't want. Like we don't really care if you can't. They moved out. Like I can't believe they got Gobert for 4 firsts. Like fucking Doncic made him look like a fucking like he was pointless. Like they had to take him out of the game in the playoffs because Doncic
Yep.
was exposing him. And it's
All
like,
right.
yeah,
You ready for a little factor cap?
all right, yeah, let's get into it.
All right. Question number one. Alex Leatherwood got his first playing time this season, filling in for a hobbled Riley Reef after he was injured against Green Bay. He actually rotated in and out and had good protection on Fields' dropback. So I ask you, factor cap, the Chicago Bears should start Leatherwood the rest of the year to see if he can be the answer at right tackle.
I that's big facts. What was the point of even getting him?
Exactly.
We have to put him out there somewhere. One of the tackles, that's just a spot. Braxton Jones, I feel like has at least deserved. He can play the rest of the year out. He's shown that if we needed to play left tackle again, he could.
I
Um,
was kind of wrong about Braxton Jones because I was saying maybe he's not the answer, but he's continuously
he gets better.
improved
Again, I
week in and
watched
week
him.
out.
I watched the O line a lot. I pay attention, and like I said, I haven't really said nothing negative about Braxton Jones because I never thought he was the problem. I don't think the pressure for Justin Jones has not been coming off the edge. Like they're lit. It's like a fucking free run up the middle, and it's just disgusting. But I think Braxton Jones was a great pick by polls. He looks like he's turned out very well. Telvin Jenkins was doing very good at guard. That was a good transition for him. And like I said, Riley Reef is a good plug-in. But I want Alex Leatherwood. The Raiders are just terrible. So, you know, I mean, the kid might not suck. He must just not fit into that culture. I mean, he went to Bama, played there for many years. He was a first-round draft pick. He's a big fucking guy.
Oh, he's huge.
Yeah, I want to see him out there.
Absolutely.
Again,
I agree
I think we're in
1000%.
the point, like with Velus Jones, these guys need to be out there. We need to know if we're cutting you or not. Yeah, I mean, Riley Reef, you know what I mean? We only signed him to a 1-year deal, right? So it's like he's gone.
No, I think it's two. Two.
Maybe. Again, it's fine. You be a mentor, the backup, whatever. But
exactly.
We need to know
the mentor role. You need that. All right. Question number 2. Fans are already looking forward to the offseason. There's been talks about contracts moving forward. With the allotted cap space that the Bears have next offseason, I asked Factor Cap, the Chicago Bears should consider using some of that cap space for contract extensions for Darnell Mooney and Cole Kmet.
I'll say fact on Kmet. I'll say cap on Mooney. I do like him. He's okay, but I don't really see anything special. He's already missed a year. So if he's wanting some kind of real money, I think we just roll the dice and get in where we fit in. He's a number 2 at best, really a number 3, and we really just can't pay people to be paying him. But Kmet, I think, has earned it. He's shown he's gotten better every year. This year he's getting better every game. His blocking is already what we need it to be, and he's building connection with Justin, so we can't get rid of him.
I would agree with you 1,000% on exactly your assessment because Darnell Mooney, like you said, if he's asking for anything over 10, it's just not worth it.
No way.
Cole Kmet, tight ends are a very hard thing to find. A consistent tight end. Yeah. If you take a look around the league,
real one.
You've maybe got 4 or 5 consistent. Freiermuth from Pittsburgh, Kelsey from Kansas City, Kittle from San Francisco, and then I'm kind of drawing a blank on the. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard to.
All the rest of them are really just like receivers.
Hawkinson,
yeah, he's okay.
Hawkinson's he's a dude. No, Hawkinson's probably he's going to be up there. After Kelsey hangs it up, I think it'll be Kittle and Hawkinson as the 2 best tight ends in the league because he's a freak, dude. He's going to be good. And Freiermuth from Pittsburgh is pretty good too, man. He can do it all. Like he's a really good blocker.
I like Freiermuth. I think he's similar. He's like Kmet a lot, where the big body. He's a little bit bigger than Kmet.
Yeah, I think he's 6'7", something like that.
Yeah, but Mooney, I like the kid, but yeah, if he wants $10 million, then I mean,
I don't want to overpay.
We're basically gonna have to pay Claypool in a year, so it's like we can't pay him.
I don't want to overpay for a mediocre receiver, and who knows, maybe they don't pay Claypool because if he doesn't show anything next year, cut him. It's done. All right, number 3. Justin Fields threw for 250 yards on 20 of 25 passing with 74 rushing yards, 1 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. The 1 pick was not his fault as ESB ran a terrible route, but for the most part, he looked good throwing the ball. So I asked Factor Cap, this was exactly what you needed to see from Justin Fields to show he can throw the football to be a complete quarterback.
That, like I said earlier, is big facts. I think he shut up a lot of the haters. I think a lot of people were doing the whole he's a black quarterback who runs, he can't throw bullshit. And it's just like I said, it was just a BS argument. He is not Lamar Jackson. He wasn't a Heisman candidate in college for running. And it was a really good game where he showed he can make all these throws when these guys get open for him. There are some throws he needs to make when, you know what I mean, and some better anticipatory throws.
I really see Justin as like I hope he doesn't get hurt because you remember when RG3 came in the league and he was that dual threat that ran when he needed to, but they just ran him too much, but he could throw the football like a motherfucker. If he can start taking on that career trajectory that RG3 had, because RG3 was a great quarterback before
he was rookie of the year. I think a better example because he got hurt. I think the great example is Josh Allen. Like, I think Justin Fields has a lot of those qualities. Live legs, good arm, a winner, and I think he's on a trajectory that Josh Allen is on. If the polls and the McCaskies or whoever's making these decisions, who's that other guy, Ted Phillips,
Yeah, Ted Phillips, that
whoever
fucking
the
jerk
fuck
off.
is making these decisions behind the scene, open up their pocketbooks. We finally got our quarterback. They kind of did sometimes for Cutler, every now and then, but I really think they need to go like we got like one of these special guys, like these fucking, you know what I mean, guys we're not getting, and you know what I mean, once every 20 years type of guys are going to be on your team. We cannot waste it. Um, and yeah, like I said, it's just really, I wanted to see that, Justin. Like we talked about it last week.
Yes, we
Like I
did.
said, a lot of drop back passes, less design runs, and I think he was doing that, being quick and decisive. He didn't take any sacks. The line held up, but like I said, I think that's a lot of him protecting himself too, and he has to realize that not all of them were his fault, but I'd say 40 to 50% of the sacks were, I won't say his fault, but it's because he held the ball too long. Throw it away. You know what I mean? Or you should have
Yeah,
been thrown it. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not saying they can't do a better job, but you have to protect yourself. And I think this game, Justin did a perfect job of protecting himself. Getsy called a clean game, and we looked really good against a quality secondary with a
it
bunch of
wasn't just the passing yards for me either. It was the completion percentage being 20 or 25 for that many
yes.
yards. That's very impressive.
He hit on some
Um,
of the deep balls, and he'd been missing
exactly.
on those the
Perfect.
last few weeks. The last like 3 weeks in a row, he missed a wide open person running, and it kind of hurt.
Oh. All right, little college football. So Deion Sanders just became the head coach of a 1-11 Colorado team the other day, and is looking to use the transfer portal to bring them back to relevance like he did Jackson State this year. So I ask you, Factor Cap, with the way Coach Prime uses the portal and NIL deals being combined with the fact that players seem to want to flock to him, Prime will have Colorado competing for a playoff spot within a couple years. Now, remember, they are expanding the college football playoffs in 23 and 24 to 12 teams.
In 23 already, so next
Yes.
year they're doing. Damn.
Yep.
I'll say yeah, 100% in a couple years. Maybe not next year, but for sure the year after that. If he's staying, and then the year after that, and the year after that.
He has already like 10 4 and 5-star prospects that have left
Yeah, but it's not as
programs like
easy as that.
Alabama.
And there's a
Oh, I know
reason
it's
some of
not.
these guys are in the transfer portal. Not all of them are fucking guys that are going to take you right to the fucking the.
Oh, I know. I understand that.
But yeah,
But
I think
they're
he's going to put
definitely an
together a
improvement
team.
over 1 and
Yeah,
11.
he's going to compete. I think next year they'll compete for the Pac-12 championship. But I don't think they'll be. They might make the playoffs, but I don't think so. I guess I'd have to see.
I think that was a great signing, great hire for Colorado. Just know if you're the Colorado's AD, if he has any kind of success within the next 2, 3,
Oh yeah,
4
he's out
years,
of there.
he's gone. He
Well,
SEC is
honestly, he's just building. He's just building up for
he's
Florida
building a
State.
resume.
He wants to go to Florida State. They
He's
dropped the
building a
ball.
resume.
They should have just gave him the fucking job and let him, like, you know what I mean, figure it out. Who cares if they would have sucked for a year or two? Definitely would have. I guarantee they're kicking themselves
Oh
because
yeah.
Prime at Florida State with those boosters behind them, with that team history
With the
behind them,
NIL deals and all
that
that other
living
stuff.
in Florida, like his swag, like it would have been a done deal. They really are. I bet you they're kicking themselves right now that they were too big headed to think like, oh, yeah,
He's
some.
changing the game of college football and how recruiting's done.
I don't know about
1,000%.
that. I think he's doing it the same way as everybody else. I just think it's a bigger deal because he talks his shit. Nick Saban's been taking people with them and being all type of shit. Like Brian Kelly fucking Lincoln Riley just left Oklahoma, took Caleb Williams, literally just did the same thing except for it wasn't his son. Like it's literally the same shit. Like so, it's not like he's doing something these guys aren't doing. Prime is just a goat, and everybody wants to talk about him. And it's that racial shit where they're like, "Oh, he left JSU." It's like I was reading a thing. He had got his car broken into 10 times. They broke during one of the games. I saw this press conference while during one of the games, the locker room got broken into and somebody stole his wallet. Like, I mean, like, come on. Y'all got Prime. Well, y'all got security to stop him from getting his wallet stolen. Like, man, and it's just annoying because it's like they're like, oh, the black players. It's like, have you looked at a college football team before? No matter what team he picks, it's
Not even
70%.
college. It's
Yeah,
college and
70%.
pros, man. Like fuck.
70, like no matter what school he picks, he's gonna be helping black players. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, you're right. He's out the door as soon as, like I said, Florida State or LSU or well, maybe not
Auburn.
LSU, Auburn. Yeah, Auburn's a good one. Somebody like that comes to call, and maybe Ohio State. they they might be looking for a new.
Well, I mean, there's been talk that if Ryan Day loses again to
Oh
Michigan,
yeah,
then
he loses. He loses. If they get mollywopped in this game, he is on the hot seat. If they don't put up a fight against Georgia, I think he's in trouble.
all right, last one. Baseball. The Chicago Cubs have been very active on the hot stove so far. So signing Cody Bellinger to a 1 year deal, amongst others, just being active with free agents in general. While the
They got a pitcher
Southsiders have
today.
only, yeah, while the Southsiders have only completed the deal for Clevenger so far this offseason. So I asked Factor Cap, the Chicago Cubs will be the more competitive baseball team this year.
That's cap. I mean, there's things we need to do, but we still have a lot of talent on our team. I don't think we're at the point where we need to be. We do. I think we need another pitcher. Uh, and I guess maybe another left-handed bat. But
As a
um,
diehard Stocks fan, I'm not liking what I'm hearing. Only because from my standpoint and from what I've understood so far this offseason, they're even talking about trading Liam Hendricks. They're saying Liam Hendricks is available and he's your best bullpen guy. You don't have a bullpen. Your starters, you've maybe got 3 or 4 quality starters on that team. You're going to be trading Lucas Giolito because you're not going to be paying him. You need to get rid of him while you can. Maybe you're looking for a bounce back season, but I just don't think he fits in. You're going to have Kopech coming. You're going to have Crochet coming back. You've got Lance Lynn. You need that bat. You need that left-handed bat. You have a lot of holes that you need to fill in your roster. And trading away Lucas Giolito, Liam Hendricks. If you trade those guys, who are you replacing them with? That's my
yeah,
thing.
I
If
agree.
you're getting rid of these pieces, who are you replacing these guys with? You can't replace them with a bunch of scrubs. But I will say this: the Cubs last year did have a little bit of a more competitive streak towards the end of the season because they had no expectations on them. Nobody
Yeah,
expected the Cubs to do anything last year. I think realistically, will they be a competitive team next year with the signings? Yeah, because Tom Ricketts has pretty much told Jed Hoyer, "Here's the checkbook. Do whatever you need to do to make this team competitive again." After the last few years of him bitching about money, 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 money. Now he's actually opening the checkbook. Will they be competitive next year? Yes. Will they be more competitive than the White Sox next year? I think the White Sox have more of a chance to compete for a title than the Cubs. But the Cubs, they got a little hurt when Wilson Contreras signed with the
oh
St.
man,
Louis
yeah,
Cardinals
I
today.
just saw that before I walked in.
Yeah.
That was wild.
They're going to
Um,
be, but they're going to be competitive. They're not
I
going to
mean,
be
I'm
as
sure
bad
that
as they were this year.
I just think we just have way more talent on our roster. I don't think those guys are going to get injured. I don't know why I say that, even though they get injured every year. But maybe
If
they
they
can't be again. They can't all get injured at the same
if,
time again this year.
if they miss the playoffs again this year,
We're blowing it up.
Rick Hahn will be fired.
I don't think
Um,
so.
oh
That's
yeah,
not how they move. He's
absolutely.
going to get like a promotion, and they'll hire his assistant. That's what they didn't. They do that. That's what they did with Kenny Williams. He kept fucking up, and they're like, you know what? We need to replace you. You know what? We're going to give you a promotion, and we'll
It's
hire
like
your
it's like what they
assistant.
it's like what they did with Garpax. Like
Yeah,
they were, hey, you suck at this, so we're gonna make you basketball
that
operations, and
guy's
we'll find somebody to
boss.
replace
Yeah,
you.
you don't have to do
You know,
your job anymore. You just have to
just
tell the
fucking
guy how to do your job that you couldn't do properly. Like,
just fucking
uh,
stupid.
yeah. So
The
again,
way Chicago sports are run, man, I don't know. I'm not an
I just think
expert.
it's been like it's like on easy mode because no matter how good we are or bad we are, they sell out. We fucking buy all the merch. We fucking eat up all the content. We call it and complain. Like no matter what they do, we just keep watching and
Well,
supporting.
that's true with the exception of the White Sox. The White
Yeah,
Sox
the
don't
White
sell
Sox, but the
out.
White Sox have always been like the redheaded stepchild. So as long as the Cubs, the Bears, and the Bulls are doing good, the
Hey,
Black
man, you got to be
the
careful. You might be canceled for that statement,
White Sox,
so
uh,
you better watch out.
yeah, the White Sox and the Blackhawks when they're sucking, they don't care. People don't give a shit about Chicago. They'll pretend like they don't exist. When the fucking Blackhawks are rocking, it's the Chicago pretends like we fucking love hockey. And then
I'm
when they,
not a hockey fan. I've never been a hocky fan. I
I enjoy the
watched
game.
I watched the Stanley Cup Finals when they were in it and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But
of course.
for me, I would much rather. This is gonna make me sound like such a pussy. I would much rather watch soccer than watch hockey. That's
I don't
just
know.
me.
It
That's just
depends.
me. I just don't like hockey. I I've never been a hockey fan.
I prefer hockey
Um,
to soccer.
I like soccer. I like, me, I'm a golfer. I'm an avid golfer. I won't watch golf on TV because that's like watching flies fuck. It's just very, it's boring, but it is what it is.
All right.
Did you do any bets this week?
No, I have not yet.
All right. I got my top five. I got my pick'ems for this week.
I'm
Hope
ready.
you're ready for this.
I'm ready.
All right. I got New York covering 9.5. They're getting 9.5 points at Buffalo. I have San Francisco covering the 3 points. They're getting 3 points against Tampa Bay, and that's at home at San Francisco. I have Detroit covering the 2.5 points at home against Minnesota. I have New England covering the 2 points on the road at Arizona. And I have Seattle covering the 4 points at home versus Carolina.
Seattle's getting 4 points. Oh no, they're giving. Okay,
Yeah, they're giving four
yeah,
points.
Carolina sucks.
So New York, the Jets against the Bills.
You
We
said
all know
Jets
what
plus
happened.
9, right?
Yep, plus 9.5. There's
Yeah,
always that hook in there.
yeah.
I know a lot of people, oh, well, they beat them last time. This is easy money. I don't think it's easy money because it's in Buffalo, but I just think the Jets defense plays Buffalo really well. They're going to play tough. I think Buffalo wins the game, but I don't think it's going to be by 10 points. San Francisco, um, it's Tom Brady versus what people are saying is the next Tom Brady with Brock Purdy. Um, San Francisco is just a better team, man. With or without Jimmy G, they don't really rely on the quarterback all that much anyway. It's a very run-heavy offense. They got CMC, Debo. You can stick pretty much any quarterback back there, and they're going to be pretty decent. I like you said, Brock Purdy looked pretty decent. He looked serviceable,
Yes, he
and
didn't look that bad to me.
That Tampa defense is not the same. Detroit, I have them covering 2.5 against
So
Minnesota.
two and
They're
a half.
2.5. Yep. So I
Wow,
think they win by field goal.
man. Viking. So you think the wait? So the
The
Vikings are getting?
Vikings are 2.5 point underdogs. The Vikings are a 10-2 Vikings team is two and a
Whoa,
half
what the
point
hell?
underdogs. Yes. And here's the thing. Vegas knows what they're doing because I think what Vegas wants is for everybody to see this line and jump on Minnesota. I can almost promise you that, you know, public money, majority of the public money is on Minnesota.
I think I'm going to be
Um,
putting some money on Minnesota. I don't have faith in Detroit like you do.
Detroit's at home. They're a very high-powered offense. Their defense, not so much. But it's a divisional game on the road in Detroit. I just feel like this might be a trap game, kind of like a hiccup, so to speak. I think Detroit has something to play for. So does Minnesota, obviously, but I kind of think that Minnesota kind of overlooks them a little bit.
Yeah, it might be a trap game.
I really like the way Detroit's playing. I don't blame you for going public. You know what I'm saying? We're going the way of the public and throwing money on Minnesota. Because when I first saw this line, I was like, there's no way that a 10-2 Minnesota team is 2.5 point underdogs against a 5-7 Detroit team. So I'm going to kind of go against the grain on this, go away from the public. Usually, majority of the public money, like I said, Vegas knows what they're doing. They're not stupid. They know people are going to put money on Minnesota. So why? That's what I want to know is why. You know what I'm saying? Um, New England getting 2 points. They're 2 point favorites against Arizona in Arizona. The last time I picked a team to go in to cover at Arizona, I end up losing that. Um, Arizona, like I said, I have no faith in Kyler Murray
You have
and
faith in Mac
Coach
Jones?
Murray. I have faith in Bill Belichick.
I don't know why.
I just Arizona's so bad at home. They're so bad at home. It's hard for me not to take New England in this matchup. And then Seattle getting 4 points against Carolina in Carolina. I think that's enough said. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, I
Who's
mean
playing?
Carolina fucking
Quarterback is
sucks.
Sam Darnold. Sam
Darnold, oh,
Darnold's gonna be playing
so
quarterback.
trash.
Um,
So trash.
Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf, Kenneth Walker the third. Gino is playing unbelievable this year. They've kind of fallen down, back to earth a little bit, but this is a much better team than people gave them credit for to start the season. Everybody thought they were going to be horrible in the running for the number one overall pick. But
Well, they are
Seattle,
in the running for the number one overall pick. Just
yeah,
not.
yeah, because of that trade with Denver.
Oh God.
Um, but yeah, Seattle -4 against Carolina. Book it.
All righty. It's a good episode. Bears got a bye week, but I'm sure we'll find something to talk about next week. I guess it'll be more of a preview than a review. But it was nice talking. I'll see you next week, bud.
Yes, sir.